Do you ever wonder why people behave the way they do? Dealing with narcissistic, toxic, and pessimistic individuals can be a challenge. In this video, we'll reveal the 9 laws of human nature that everyone must understand to see beyond the masks and navigate through the motives of others. By the end of this video, you'll have a deep understanding of those fundamental laws of human nature to improve your life and avoid toxic relationships. So, are you ready to uncover the truth about human nature? Let's get started. Number 9. People hide their true selves. The truth about human nature that hits the hardest is that people hide their true selves. All of us keep some of our thoughts and feelings to ourselves because if we didn't, we'd offend everyone and become social outcasts. We'll learn how to figure out what people are hiding under the following laws. Men need to understand this law of human nature the most as they go out into the world to earn money and create a lifestyle for their loved ones. Humans display a persona, or mask, that pumps up their positive qualities and shows them in the best light. However, it's not always easy to hide their true natures. While some people might have good control with their words, they don't always have a good control of their body language and nonverbal cues. You can easily judge someone's intentions from the way they act. Similarly, people feel envy but mask it. Not everyone is happy for you. Understand the law of role-playing. Never reveal your plans to anyone. Let your success make noise. Number 8. People behave differently in groups. Ever come across a person who behaves all nice and sweet in company, but is rude and full of attitude alone? It is human nature to behave differently when in a group. It would not be wrong to say that our individuality is overpowered by groups. When we're in groups, everyone else's emotions affect us and potentially provoke us into doing things we wouldn't do alone. Here's the tip. If you want to see someone's true colors, observe them both individually and how they act in a group. You might end up dodging a bullet from a hypocrite. Number 7. People are irrationally opinionated. Men are known as the decision makers. However, many men face criticism when they express their emotions and feelings against or for something. This is why men need to understand that people are opinionated. They have conflicted feelings, especially about people who have unique points of view. People confuse different with hostility and often feel defensive. Why is it so? Well, humans are generally ruled by their emotions, not their minds. Perhaps this is why their judgments are clouded most of the time by fear and uncertainty. Next time someone points out a flaw in you, you should know it's just their opinion and not necessarily the truth. Accept people for who they are and do your thing. Number 6. People have attitudes. Do you agree with the fact that everyone sees a slightly different version of this world? It's shaped our perception and attitudes. Men need to understand that people have attitudes. Their moods vary from time to time. Ever hear that line, "Things are not black and white, but gray"? Similarly, the same person could appear pleasant at one moment and sad or angry the next, depending on internal as well as external factors. This means you should neither blame yourself for how someone behaves nor let them influence your attitude. Following this rule alone will take you places. Good ones. Number 5. Positive attitude is a key to success. As cliche as it may sound, let us talk about positive attitude. Building on our previous point, every man needs to understand the importance of having a positive attitude. The dark and bitter truth about having a pessimistic outlook on life is that you naturally expect bad patterns to follow in your life. This happens when you do not develop a sense of empathy, which allows a man to see the ills of self-sabotage. In plain words, it's as if you bound yourself within self-inflicted limits and ceilings. You block yourself from moving upwards because you are fixated on the idea that you will fail. What will having a positive attitude do? No matter how bad your circumstances are, you'll find a way to keep yourself from subconsciously establishing them. Letting go of these negative emotions is the ultimate personal freedom you need to experience to create the life you want to live. Number 4. Narcissism. This may come as a surprise, but all humans are narcissistic. Some people just lie too deep on the spectrum. As you know, humans are social animals, and we have this inbuilt need for attention and validation. Nowadays, people will do anything to be on the receiving end of attention. Some extreme ways of seeking attention are criminal activities, suicides, and hoaxes. What are some surefire ways to tell if a person is knee-deep in narcissism? If they're self-righteous, reactive, and vengeful, they are extremely narcissistic and mask their insecurities behind their rage. They want to be the topic of every conversation and try to control others. Attention is the survival tool of the narcissist. The real question is, where do you fall on the spectrum? If you love yourself just enough without hating on others, you're good to go. It means you can take criticism well and are patient when spoken to about controversial topics. You're okay with someone else taking the limelight. While the majority of humans fall into the middle of the spectrum, you can become an empath by transforming self-love into empathy. It means you'll be considerate of the emotions of other people when taking action. You'll be a better person to understand their feelings and emotions and refrain from making judgments or assumptions. Number 3. Most people suffer from compulsiveness. Compulsive behaviors are actions that are done on and on repetitively. Do nail-biting people annoy you? Do you find people talking too much cringe? Well, you need to understand the law of human compulsiveness to understand why people behave in a certain way or why you engage in an activity repeatedly. Millions of people suffer from at least one compulsive behavior, and compulsive behaviors come in many forms, all of which can become debilitating or even dangerous. Common activities that can develop into compulsions include shopping, hoarding, eating, gambling, sex, and exercise. Though some behaviors are easier to overindulge in than others, in reality, nearly any behavior has the potential to become a compulsion. Some people even talk compulsively. What's the root cause of compulsiveness? People resort to compulsive behaviors to relieve anxiety and other negative emotions. Do you check and recheck things if the stove is turned off or the door is locked? Such behavior also falls into obsessive compulsiveness. Next time you see someone biting their nails, pulling their hair, or picking at their skin, they're just anxious. Unfortunately, such behaviors never relieve anxiety. You might end up building the anxiety to suppress it. Timely treatment and empathy are tools that will help you and your loved ones break free of this human law. Number 2. Repression. Have you ever heard this word before in the context of human nature? You may have unknowingly experienced it. Repression is the notion of pushing away a painful or hurtful feeling. It's as if you deny the existence of a harsh memory. This means you fail to acknowledge its consequences as well. You suppress emotions consciously. Repression, on the other hand, occurs on the subconscious level. For instance, a child suffers abuse by a parent, represses the memories, and becomes completely unaware of them as a young adult. The repressed memories of abuse may still affect this person's behavior by causing difficulty in forming relationships. Another example could be your fear of spiders because you were bitten by a spider in childhood. Number 1. Everyone seeks pleasure. This law states that people seek pleasure and avoid pain. The pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain are thought to be fundamental drives that shape human behavior. Pleasure can take many forms, such as the enjoyment of food, sex, and other physical sensations, as well as the satisfaction of achieving goals or experiencing positive emotions. People may also seek out pleasurable activities as a way to escape from negative emotions or difficult circumstances. On the other hand, people will often go to great lengths to avoid pain, whether physical or emotional. The fear of pain can be a powerful motivator, and people may avoid certain situations or activities in order to avoid the possibility of experiencing pain. The law of pleasure is related to the principles of hedonism, which suggests that pleasure is the ultimate goal of human behavior. However, it's important to note that the pursuit of pleasure is not the only factor that influences human behavior, and people may prioritize other goals and values over the pursuit of pleasure. Once you understand these laws, you'll be in a better position to judge people and empathize with them. Similarly, you'll be able to steer clear of toxic people. Now, you need to watch the recommended video you see on the screen right now. It'll show you how to make any woman instantly respect you in 10 steps. Make sure you watch it now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.